It was a press conference before our first game of my rookie season. But the reporters didn't waste any time filling me in on what the world was saying. I was glad they asked, because it helped me hone in on my ultimate goal. I was going to work as hard as I could to make sure the team and I were holding up that Lombardi trophy at the next Super Bowl.
Today, from Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina, it's Week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Carolina Panthers taking on the Las Vegas Raiders.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in Uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. Just a few moments ago, this building was shaking as the Carolina Panthers emerged from the tunnel here in Charlotte. They are ready to go as the Panthers are set to match up with the Las Vegas Raiders. With my good friend Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we have arrived at another new season. Had a little more pep in my step this morning. I know you did as well. Here we go.
Yeah, when you went out for your 5-mile jog, you were flying. You did it in record time because you were psyched up about this game. But let's be frank about it. No more radio shows, no more podcasts, no more just predicting what's going to happen. Now we get to see it on the field.
And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. Well, here we go. The Cam Newton era in Carolina officially over, and in comes their new quarterback, signed from New Orleans in the offseason. First start for Teddy Bridgewater.
All right, let me blink a few times and shake my head because that's not number one trotting out on the field for the Carolina Panthers. That's Teddy Bridgewater for the first time since 2015. Teddy Bridgewater is a starting quarterback in a season opener in the NFL, now with the Carolina Panthers, and was 5-0 last year as a replacement quarterback with the New Orleans Saints.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
He was brought down at the 28.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up. Found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator. From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
On third down, Bridgewater. And this is going to be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
On the return is Jones. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And they'll have a short field to go as this drive starts on the fringe of the red zone at the 20. So here are the Raiders now with great starting field position. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller. Opening minute, and already a trip to the red zone. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Operating from the gun. Hammer. That is caught at the 7. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown.
Number 83.
A 20-yard touchdown. And the Raiders have taken the early lead.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And that makes it 7-zip Vegas. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it.
Daniel Carlson to kick off for Las Vegas.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays for one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. And that is incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they have to give up the football again after this one.
Here's Jones on the return. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns.
And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Josh Jacobs, 73 yards. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6. Not even 2 minutes into this football game, already we've had 2 scores.
You know how much I like to read about teams of old, right? The teams of yesteryear. There were some teams that were known as the point-a-minute teams. Well, obviously in a 60-minute game, that's 60-plus points. But 2 touchdowns in the first 2 minutes? My calculator doesn't operate that well.
And now on the other side, they better wake up. They haven't even gotten off the bus yet. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown.
Daniel Carlson to kick off for the Raiders.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
Their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. This is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
Jason Witten, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
5-yard line.
From the gun, Bridgewater. And his throw here's incomplete. He was looking to get that one to DJ Moore. And it's 3rd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
pass.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Here's Jones. Shedding the tackler that gives him some room. Touchdown, Raiders.
Touchdown, Las Vegas.
When you got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach, but it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they mishit the ball and kick it right to him.
Carlson on for the PAT. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown.
Daniel Carlson to kick off for Las Vegas.
So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. Now this will make it into the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
25-yard line.
The Carolina offense about ready to go. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Max Crosby.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. So this defense clicking early in the year, week 1, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
Daniel Carlson to kick off for the Raiders.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Taken about 7 yards deep, and he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25-yard line.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You've just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3.
From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. And this is caught by Witten, the tight end. 7 yards there and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
To throw is Bridgewater. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from it. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Brings up 3rd down and 11.
Bridgewater from the gun on 3rd down. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. And the Raiders have recovered.
Quarterback is sacked. Fumble on the play.
I think they're going to have to make some decisions here. That's a 2nd fumble here in the first quarter. And what I mean by that is, do you have the confidence to stay with him? or you're going to have to make a change and maybe go to someone else.
Following the fumble recovery, Hammer. That is caught at the 7. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
A pickup of 2 brings up 2nd and goal.
To throw on 2nd down. Hammer, and that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. Nelson Aguilar, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd and goal.
At the 6.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Hunter Renfrow there to make the grab. And the silver and black continue to roll.
Daniel Carlson.
Now, first quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, it's stealing it, it's scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over them.
Second quarter now, and it's Las Vegas with the football, as we'll see one following the score on the final play before break. Carlson now to kick this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
The man with over 1,000 catches, Jason Witten, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
To go.
Bridgewater. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. On is the punter Charlton now as he's able to get this one away. Jones on the return. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out, and this unit has been set up nicely here in this one thanks to some great punt returns that we get a look at.
And they did kind of give us a hint about that in our pregame meeting, didn't they? They felt like they had a good scheme prepared for this game, that they could use whatever return they had on to create big yardage, and boy, have they been right about that.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give them a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
And now they're just looking to add to that total. It's a gain of 35.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Got his man. That's Tyrell Williams. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Well, Charles, you think about the quarterback position in the National Football League. Look, I think we can agree you can't win without a good one, and this organization was sold on this young man from the very beginning.
They certainly were. They loved what they saw from him.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Raiders are pouring it on.
And remember, partner, that's a rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting the hang of this NFL thing pretty quickly.
And 3 touchdown passes. You're right, he looks comfortable. What are they doing? Anything in particular?
Well, they keep talking about making sure they're giving him plays that fit his talents and also maybe shrinking the playbook a little bit. They did tell us that. Bottom line, he's really good.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half.
Daniel Carlson to kick off for the Raiders.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This will be fielded inside the 5. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
DJ Moore, the Carolina offense, about to take over once again. A chance maybe here for them to get him more involved. They're down here on the scoreboard, and he's been very quiet.
And the silence has been deafening for his team. They don't need that at all. They need fireworks. They need explosive plays. They need him touching the football in any way possible. Maybe go to some jet sweeps. Anything to get him going.
Yeah, something to get him the ball. We'll see if they can do it. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for, but it's going to be second down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Bridgewater going to give this to McCaffrey. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Christian McCaffrey.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
The Panthers on third down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. To throw, Bridgewater. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own
time again to see Josh Jacobs and this Vegas offense operate. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. A nice throw right there, Charles. And this is a quarterback who said he wants to take this team to the playoffs because he was asked this week, what do you want more? You want to go to the playoffs or would you rather win Rookie of the Year? I think we would understand why he would say, let's get to the playoffs.
Well, it's a smart play for a guy who's the face of the franchise, who's leading the team.
It's a foot race past the 20, and he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Nelson Aguilar, 66 yards. And this offense is running away with this one.
Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats, but what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And right
I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down,
good luck.
He's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This one fielded at the 5. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Bridgewater flush to his right. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. Now they got to get to the line quickly.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
And this is going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere. But it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. They've sort of epitomized balance. I mean, he's thrown the ball pretty well. They've run the ball well. Got to be pretty happy over on that sideline.
Takes a lot of pressure off, doesn't it? As much as those guys back there want to throw the ball around and be the focal point, when you're able to run it well and hold the defense back from their pass rush, it allows you to throw it as well as we're seeing so far in this game.
Yeah, now they'll be looking to add to their lead here in the 2nd quarter. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Well, you know, CD, one thing on this young quarterback, he looks a lot more chiseled. In fact, he's down 5% body fat-wise. He has made a dedication to getting in the gym, and it's paying off.
One of the first things he wanted to do after he got drafted was to get right into the gym and do exactly what you talked about, wanting to reshape his body.
Yeah, that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Hunter Renfrow in the final seconds of the first half as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
Carlson now to add the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown.
Daniel Carlson to kick off for the Raiders.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This one fielded at the 5. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on 1st down. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. Well, the white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season, so let's take our first trip around the NFL. We'll get started out at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, and as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Patrick Mahomes, over 400 yards passing with 3 touchdown passes as well. From there, we're off to check out another game, and they currently trail the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. Carson Wentz has thrown a touchdown pass. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. In that game, all square as they take on the visiting Seahawks. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Now Jones. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. He's enjoying a great deal of success. His team is also enjoying a great deal of success.
Yeah, he's got that nice little, what I call the QB lean going right now. You see that little stroll that he's got
swagger
going? Yeah, he's definitely got that. You see him throwing the football, the nice little video. He's seeing that in his head as well because he wants more of that to happen. So anytime you see him that relaxed, that comfortable, usually it's a big thumbs up for his team.
And it's been a big highlight day for him. And he's going to keep it here. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. Some early fireworks from this rookie quarterback getting the start in week 1.
And every time a rookie quarterback gets to start week 1, you and I both know the extra attention that comes with it. We know that he's going to throw the football, but will he make the right decisions? And in this case, with his legs, he showed the defense there's an extra dynamic to his game.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Flushed out right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Tyrell Williams was the intended target. And that'll bring up second down. And the head coach reaches for the red flag, tosses it down on the field. He wants a challenge here.
This play is under review.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down.
At the 10-yard line.
And it's caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Darren Waller, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend, as his guys continue to pour it on.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go.
Daniel Carlson to kick off for Las Vegas.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
We remind you lots more to come here this opening weekend of the Return to Football 2020. Coming up later tonight, it's the national debut of SoFi Stadium in Southern California. And the Raiders have got him. Carl Nassib able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Taken down.
And that's the 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Now a run with McCaffrey. fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
3rd and long for Bridgewater. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
A gain of 3.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Still going. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over. Off play action. Hammer. And a scary incompletion. Almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. He'll buy some time right. He'll try and run it. The 20. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
At the 2-yard line.
But Charles, in the past, a lot of people called this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right, because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator,
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out, and this offense continues to pour it on. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because
Try to get it to Anderson, but it's intercepted. Picked by Nick Kwiatkowski. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
that's a normal situation too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17. From the gun, Hammer. Toward the pylon, caught. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Darren Waller with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Raiders take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner.
To kick off for Las Vegas.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. A first down throw for Bridgewater. His throw incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying.
And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Carl Nassib getting him once again, his third sack of the afternoon.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
So Bridgewater needing to work a little magic after that sack on a 3rd and long. Bridgewater, a play fake to McCaffrey. He'll look to throw. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football.
Teddy Bridgewater sacked. A fumble on the play.
Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
At their own 21 yards.
Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And this has been quite a performance to kick off the new year on the road, no less, as they try to finish things off here in the 4th quarter. A run on first down with Jacobs as he'll get this forward for about 4. 2nd and 6 coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35.
Ball carrier.
They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
At the 37-yard line.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
The ball carrier.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Raiders on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. And he is going to have the Raiders first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. Charles, your takeaways so far in this young quarterback's first NFL start?
How many cliches should I go into right now?
Well, just get going. We'll see where we end up.
Okay, sounds good. The game was not too big for him. The spotlight was not too bright. He got comfortable and acclimated early. I thought it was a very solid, good performance to start things off. In a lot of ways, I think he's ahead of the curve.
Well, that was pretty good. I think you got 5 cliches in there. But the word that sticks out to me from what you said is comfort. The way that he commanded that huddle looked like a 10-year veteran to me.
And remember, many college quarterbacks moving into the NFL have spent very little time in huddles. So it's a lost art, and they have to learn that at a later stage in development. Give him credit for putting the time and the work in advance.
On first down, they go with Jacobs again. He's still down the numbers. There he goes. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. That's a gain of 31 with right around 1 minute to go in the quarter.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. they feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving.
Offense.
This O-line's been great. They've got the big lead, so give them a pass there, I guess.
Yeah, I would think so, because we were grading them on their performance in this game. A lot of pluses in their boxes so far.
And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. And the ball situated at the 9, 2nd and goal.
At the 9-yard line.
Let's go, team. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day.
So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Las Vegas, you can't ask for a better start as they pitch a shutout here in the opener. And they'll return home next week to take on the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they obviously fall to 0-1.
The regular season was off to a hot start, and I was full of confidence when I stepped up to that podium. If the press wanted a quote, I was going to give them one to remember. I said my piece. Gave him a good quote to run with, too. And then I stepped away. But despite my answer, I knew the games ahead would determine if the hype was real or just hot air.
I remember that day. I mean, the game plan flowed through you, but everyone has someone they can lean on. Which teammate helped you the most?
The whole team respected his opinion. He was sort of the veteran voice of the team everyone looked up to. No matter how things went, I knew I could count on him.